Hello there, and welcome to Thank the Maker, a podcast about heroes, princesses, scoundrels, hokey religions, ancient weapons, and all things Star Wars. I'm Adam Russell.
Hey, Adam Russell. I'm Nick Ambarian.
Oh, he's muted.
Uh-oh.
Making his own job harder.
How does it happen? You know what? I swear to God, I'm like 3 for 3 whenever I get into the hosting chair for starting mics.
I did it.
Muted. Yeah.
I did it on you.
I'm Jason Chiodo. How's it going, boys?
It's going, bud.
That was a prank. I clicked off your mic from over here.
It's all part of the hazing.
Since we're in the same state, I'm close enough to use the Force.
Yeah. It's regional Force powers.
Yeah, I'm not a full Jedi yet.
Yeah. It'll kill you. I wish I had the whole quote off the top of my head. So Mike is busy with all kinds of stuff, work things, and some family stuff. So Jason's subbing in tonight. We're talking about Star Wars Vision.
Everyone.
Yeah, be nice to Jason. Don't haze him like we do. Talking about Star Wars Visions. We're going to cover the first 4 episodes of Volume 3 because we all have a bunch of stuff going on. I'm getting ready to leave for tour in a matter of days, in the middle of rehearsals, all kinds of stuff. So having enough time to watch this, let alone take notes and get fully immersed, has been a little challenging at the moment.
Yeah. It's killed me for sure that, because I really liked the first 2 series of this, it's killed me that I didn't get to watch it until like starting yesterday. Thankfully, there's not too much spoilery stuff online, which is cool. And I've been, we're only 4 episodes in, and I've loved each and every one of them so far. So, yeah, the first 2 series, they haven't come out in the last 2 years each, right? Was there a little break in between there, or has it been 3 consecutive years we've gotten it? I really don't remember.
This and the previous one are 2 years in a row, right?
Okay.
But was there a break after the first?
Maybe. I don't really remember. But either way, I mean, I'm absolutely like, just as a general thought on the first 4 episodes, like I love getting fresh stories with like not a familiar aesthetic, because obviously the aesthetic is like what each episode brings, like a certain different thing, but just like a familiar like Star Wars love language, like you can tell the people, the studios that are making this, the things that they love about Star Wars, that they know make things Star Wars, even though it's anime, and it's like, whether it's Ronin or like the use of different species of aliens in there, or like a lot of sounds. I feel like all 4 episodes so far have used a lot of Star Wars soundscapes, like more so than the other 2 series.
They have the same toy box as us, is what you're saying.
Yeah. It's just more than I remember it being. Like I did go back, because there's 2 sequels we'll talk about. There's 2 sequel episodes in this season 3. I did go back and watch the first Ronin episode and the first 9th Jedi episode from season 1, just to familiarize myself with those. So I think I'm right. I think they use way more sounds this time, but yeah, it's definitely cool. I love that they're not afraid of lightsabers. Like every single episode has lightsabers. So yeah, I'm stoked. I'm stoked to watch the rest, but I'm also stoked to like talk about these first 4. It's been pretty great so far.
Well, Jason, since we should tell the listeners and viewers, since you may have to not fully dip out, but kind of go into offline mode for who knows how many minutes at a time during this episode, because you have work stuff going on. Let's do stolen plans right now, so you can get a few things out of the way, do a little talking, then give your impression of the overall first half, and then we'll go from there. What do you think?
Sounds good. Let's rip it off.
Sick. Oh, you know what? No, I'm wrong. Edit this out.
What have you done with those plans?
Star Wars Visions Volume 3, released on Disney Plus October 29th, 2025. Episode 1, titled The Duel, Payback also. Runtime 23 minutes. The studio, Kamikaze Duga and Anima. Episode 2, titled The Song of 4 Winds. Runtime 17 minutes, from Studio Project Q, which is a new one for Volume 3 here. Episode 3, The Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope. Runtime 24 minutes. Studio Production IG. They also produced The Ninth Jedi back in Volume 1. And Episode 4, The Bounty Hunters. Runtime 22 minutes from Studio Wit Studio, which is a new one for Volume 3 as well.
Known for Attack on Titan, which
Yeah.
people love, apparently.
Cool.
Yeah.
I know that of that. Never seen it. I know of that though. I've been to conventions. I've
The
seen
Corridor
that.
Crew guys love it, and they've been doing videos about it. And to me, it looks like if someone took Krang from the Ninja Turtles and made like an AI real life rendering of him with real skin, and it creeps me out, and I can't mess with it.
Yeah, it sounds gross.
That's so wild.
Gross. Jason, what was your vibe?
Yeah, the vibes are high, guys. Vibes are very high. I would say that, recently in, sort of our Star Wars parlance, we've been talking about the idea of Star Wars being a buffet, about being able to take different, sort of flavors of Star Wars and having it still be molded around, a central tenet that still is very recognizable as Star Wars. And I think that idea is borne out and displayed more vividly in Visions than anywhere else, where you take something that is unmistakably Star Wars and have it be so completely different from episode to episode and still have that core. It's super cool to experience.
Do you have any, just in case you get pulled away, out of these three, do you have any strong feelings about one or the other? Don't call out a favorite yet, because we'll do I Love You, I Know at the end. We'll get the favorites from patrons as well. Is there anything that stood out to you in terms of like an aesthetic that you really loved, or on like the sound design level, anything like that really caught you?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the duel being first out of the gate, I think that whenever people think of Visions, I still think that their mind sort of goes to the duel from Volume 1 and also from Volume 3. There's a very specific flavor to it. It's very striking. And that definitely held true again this time. The Song of Four Winds, I think in particular, Nick, you were talking about familiar sounds. I think that one, I mean, that one was going straight back to Hoth in Empire, with the sound of those AT-AT cannons and the speeder bike and the astromech sounds, the seismic charges. So yeah, it was great. Very, very cool. I enjoyed spending some time with this and actually not racing through it, and actually getting to sort of absorb it.
Well, let's start to get in episode by episode and talk. I feel like I'm going to have the most to say about the duel. This one, I think it has sort of, I don't know what you would call the bias, like the, opening scene bias, opening number bias, whatever. And it is such a striking visual tone, like you're saying. It's so different for Star Wars. It's I don't know, it's just really special and very artistic. So it's easy to point to that one as a favorite. But anyway, let's get into it. The Disney Plus description is: with the help of unexpected allies, Ronin faces off against a twisted Jedi out for revenge. This is directed by Takanobu Mizun. Romeo is a Dead Man, Mega Man X, and The Duel from Visions 1 are some of his credits from IMDb. Written by Junpei Mizusaki. I'm not familiar with the writer. These are all, these are anime writers and directors. So there's some things about Ronin that are confirmed here for viewers, which were probably confirmed in, on paper somewhere, whether it's comic books, or was there a novel written also, right?
Yeah. Novel, and I believe a couple of comic books.
Do you guys know anything about those? Were they novelizations or comic book adaptations of the first episode?
I don't believe so. I think they were original stories. Yeah.
Okay, because I was reading a little bit on the Wikipedia, and it clarified some things that I inferred from this. Little crumbs that they put in there to help us infer things, or things that they said outright, like the former Sith, or the Sith hunting former Sith, she calls him, right?
Yeah.
which is something we talked about, we speculated. They didn't say explicitly who he was or what he was or why he had red lightsabers in the original. To me, it just looked like the way that the original Ninja Turtles looked. They all had red. It was black and white,
Yeah.
So we didn't know. But he was collecting those kyber crystals, so we kind of speculated, but it was said outright here. Um, the the cool thing about this to me is he's still on this journey to find Sith and eradicate them, bring them to justice, end I don't know, end them in some way. The era is pretty mysterious because again, it's not canon. So you would think based on the number of Sith, this would be, pre High Republic even, or
Yeah, but like the like there's AT-AT,
yeah,
So
yeah.
it's like that's where it gets that's
mean,
where it's like blatantly not canon. Like this
right,
is just a cool
exactly.
story and you can't think past that because because of like the tech you see in it, it's imperial,
Yeah. Um, well, they go even further in this one with Ewoks and the vibe. Talking about sound design, going back to that, the Ewok sound design is
Yeah.
just like they just cracked open the Return of the Jedi files and said, "Let's party."
Yeah, 1000%. Even to the AT-AT like cantina casino
Mm-hmm.
vibe, like nailed that, but that is just straight up like every legacy species you could think of is in there. They're like, put them
Yes.
all in there.
Dr. Mandible and
Yeah,
all
so
the
cool.
stuff. And so the Cantina Gambling Hall thing, the owner of it is this little Anzellan whose name I
It is
can't
an
remember.
Anzellan, right? Like
Yeah.
I was like a little on the fence. I was like, I'm pretty sure it is. And I heard him talk. I'm like, yeah, I haven't heard Babu talk in a minute, but I think that's an Anzellan.
Yeah, I guess if you're fluent in English or basic and you're an Anzellan, you lose the accent a little bit, But his bodyguard slash mercenary who kind of like guards him and protects the gambling hall is this Twi'lek former Sith also. So Ronan shows up to kill her. They're in the middle of a duel, and then these ships arrive, and they're called the Crusaders. And the Grand Master, who's the leader of this group, is the one after Ronan. To me, did you guys get, especially with it, like the name, like the naming scheme and kind of the vibe? Did it feel like, in the way it turned, did it feel sort of like Solo in a way? With
Yeah, I could see that.
With what do you call it? The Marauders. They turned out to be, what are they
Yeah,
called?
like Enfys Nest.
Enfys
like
Nest,
all
yeah.
those. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting because it's the whole idea of it is that like it's flipped, like
Right.
the Jedi Crusaders are coming in. They're literally called Jedi Crusaders, but they're kind of the antagonist in this. You have a somehow. I do wonder. I'm not going to wonder too hard, but like how he still has a blue saber, even though he's acting very like revenge, driven.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So that's the thing I wanted to talk about. Like, he's clearly trying to get revenge because we find out in a short flashback thing that the Grandmaster, who is very heavily cybernetic, like almost entirely cybernetic, is he was struck down, almost killed by the Ronin, I guess when Ronin was still a Sith. So his face, everything is very robotic. And he says, someone says something to him about revenge, and he says, the Jedi don't take revenge. But he's acting that way the whole time. And then the flip at the end, it's really cool. We'll read the quote in a minute. But we've got Ewoks, like we talked about, his Crusaders, his kind of like cronies. Essentially, they have green electro staffs, so they're not Jedi. It's like it's like it's almost like it has this like rebuild the galaxy,
the Lego
what if kind of mix and match of vibes from all different eras and flipping stories and who's good, who's bad kind of stuff, but it's done in such an artistic way.
There was one, speaking of K-Dama, the Anzellan, the Wookiee, I physics buddy Joe just put like a little illustration in there of how he, he's being carried around by the Wookiee. The Wookiee on closed captioned was named Fuzzball, but it's spelled Fzbol. Pretty funny.
Yeah, I remember seeing these concept drawings, and it's so rad. I love these artists, whoever they are. The Wookiee, he's got in the sling in front of him, we got some slides here. He's got the Anzellan who rides on a mouse droid. That's like his little tank, but that sits in a harness on the Wookiee's like front pouch. God, I just love it so much. Do we have a slide of that, Jason, or no?
Afraid not. I'm sorry.
No, all good. There's some stuff that I feel like is Den of Antiquities level, so we won't get into it. But the thing I wanted to discuss was the flip and the idea that the Jedi, I mean, I guess the theme of it is more like what we would historically call like gray Jedi, or whatever the current canon way is to describe a Jedi, like Rey, needing the balance of the dark and the light. And there's a great quote that happens when, like the turning point of the duel at the end between Ronan and the Grand Master. Ronan says, "There's no balance without the light and the dark." And as he's saying this, it's flashing back to the time when he struck down this Jedi. The judgment that you are so obsessed with is nothing more than the denial of the other side. And it's flashing back in a way that seems like he said those exact words to him in the past when he was a Sith. So, to me, this feels like the Acolyte in a way. Like the Jedi essentially wouldn't allow him to use the Force and teach or practice in a way that he felt connected to, I guess, and they wanted to kind of govern the way the Force could be used and control it. So in my mind, that's why, maybe there was this altercation and he defeated this Jedi who was trying to like take his freedom to practice, essentially. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting because like I feel like going back to the lightsaber color, especially, like it makes sense that Ronan's still red because he is acting on kind of revenge, even though it's coming from a place of, I mean, where is it coming from? Like why is he killing other Sith? I mean, he's not a Sith anymore, but they said the Sith killing Sith is how they described him. I'm not.
This is what I'm really
confused by it,
out,
but like there is, because I understand the story. Like he's such a super Sith that he's like, I'm going to kill other Sith.
Yeah, I wonder if it is kind of leaning into the idea of establishing the rule of two, in a sense, by killing these Sith.
Look at it,
or is he trying to exist in the middle and sort of kill everything on the far ends?
I don't know, like because we haven't read the novel or the comics, maybe there's some motives there that we don't know. But as far as the 2 episodes go, it just seems pretty linear. He's just killing Sith.
Yeah, it seems to me like, I mean, there's obviously a good argument for being so far Sith that you just come right back around to the other side and then you're anti-Sith, but
or vice versa.
Exactly. The way that he always came off to me is that because he has this breadth of experience as a Sith, he's sort of operating on like a different frequency than everybody else, and he has this experience to draw from and knows that the Sith are maybe folks that don't deserve to continue, and so he's taken it upon himself to be this sort of vigilante. I never saw it as a way for him to establish himself as an ultimate Sith, like in the rule of two sort of form goes. And then on the other side too, I also found it really interesting that they called his adversary, the Grand Master there, a Crusader, because that that conjures up ideas from from real world past of the Crusades and maybe doing things that aren't so savory in the name of a religion. So maybe being a little bit misguided by sort of a religious fervor. So thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that's a great call out with the name, the Crusaders. Yeah, I think we should try to read or get somebody on who has read more about.
Is there anyone that knows how to read?
Yeah, anyone who is an illiterate like us.
I know how to read. I just don't like to do it.
There's not enough pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have somebody on, or we should do a little reading ourselves and get into the other Ronin stuff, the comic books and then the novels, and find out, because I think there's some really, really cool concepts that are being explored that are, we've seen in other canon Star Wars stuff, but the way it's all cobbled together and having the freedom to pick anything from any timeline, they can do it in a more interesting way sometimes, I think.
Yeah. Did you guys dig Ani-san's like lightsaber arm with like I don't know how many blades are on it?
Outrageous, right?
Yeah.
Dude, you know what it reminded me of was the thing repairing Kylo Ren's scar.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like
good
that.
call. Okay, yeah.
And there's another thing that we'll call out later.
I did like this one seems like just Ronin in general seems like it could get the treatment where they order a bunch of episodes, because it does seem like open-ended, but the final like little flirty lightsaber battle between Ronin and Ani-san, I was like, oh, okay, he's lightening up a little bit.
That's the thing that made me wonder, which direction is he leaning?
Yeah, he said like the truce is over, and then apparently that was even like flirting, because he was just like, they were smiling and being like, haha, no, you're bad.
Ooh, kill me. Ooh, don't kill me. Ooh, kill me right there, but don't. Yeah, I love this one. I really, really love it. The Song of Four Wings. You want to get into that one?
Yes.
So, Nick, you like this one a lot, right?
I do like this one. It wasn't my favorite of the four, but I loved it. I mean, this one just screamed like, besides the actual like Voltron-ness of it at the end, I think colorscape, the animation, I really loved the music, the fact that like you kind of saw like an in-universe cassette. It just everything was very like retro nods, I wouldn't say it was full on retro, but retro nods that brought you to a place. I thought the music was great. Yeah, it was fun.
This one, the Disney Plus description is: a princess turned rebel protects a child from the might of the Empire. 17-minute runtime. Directed by Hiroyasu Kobayashi. The sequel, Evangelion series.
That's Evangelion. Yeah.
And the latest Mobile Suit Gundam series, GQ. I don't know anything about this. I don't know anything about anime. Help me.
That's G-Quux.
That sounds like a little kid trying to pronounce something.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I dug in on it. This has nothing to do with Star Wars. I dug in on it. Apparently, it's a term that came from researchers at Stanford. It was a name that they gave to things that they haven't figured out yet. It's like something that exists in a prototype version. It's called a quux. And then however many iterations you've had of it, you add another U. So the actual title of it has like 10 U's in it.
Quux!
Yeah. And anyway, I mean, this is to say that the director of this has lots of experience doing big robot mecha type stuff, which you can tell. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Nick, the Voltron thing you mentioned, combined with the very classic anime style of the characters, not the environments, because they do have like a really like late 90s, early 2000s, almost like CG world and ships kind of thing. There's something about the look and sheen of
Yeah.
those that feel
Mhm.
older.
It also just seemed extra fun. Like this one, just like we were talking about the cantina and in the duel, like this one seemed like more toys, like just playing
Yeah.
with toys. Like the her name was Kuran, I think.
Kurane.
Yeah, Kurane. She's like riding a speeder with a sidecar and like watching a hollow of a Moncala. I'm like, that sentence is insane, you know, let
Yeah.
alone like seeing it is just a lot of fun.
And then puts a cassette into the droid.
Yeah. It's just a lot of fun with this kind of just wound up being like almost like an adventure of the week-ish thing, I guess we
Yeah.
would explain it that way. But the way they later on they use like more familiar stuff like coaxium mining and thermal detonators and seismic charges, and the mining transport looked like a sand crawler.
Yeah.
You know, like this is just toys, and it's so much fun. Even Kurane, like she seemed Leia-ish, you know, like
For sure.
the Moncala was calling her princess, like the way she looked, like she was kind of Leia coded a little bit.
For sure. And there's even, the idea that like her mother died and wanted her to, put her in the care of someone else so she could go on and become who she could become is very Leia.
Yeah, definitely.
In a way.
And let's not bury the lead here. Woompas.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, the cutest thing in the last decade for me. I think that he goes straight to the top of the list for me. I want a Woompas for Christmas.
It is a canon species, right?
Yeah, we'll do that in the Den of Antiquities.
Okay, cool.
Something we've seen a couple times.
It's wild, and it doesn't look I mean, he's obviously a baby. When he gets older, it's gonna look very different. Yeah.
And in the end, we find out that Wumpus is force sensitive. So
yeah,
when the shit starts to hit the fan and the speeder goes like Voltron style and turns into a little mini X-Wing kind of thing, the laser cannons come unplugged internally. It's like somehow a normal like 110 plug
exactly.
just dangling in there.
Definitely 110.
And it gets put back in place, and you get the vibe that it's Wumpus, but then it's confirmed at the end. Wumpus uses the force to do, I forgot what it is, trying to get chicken nuggets or something.
He lifts one of the origami cranes.
There it is. Yeah.
Even that foreshadowing was cool, like the origami cranes with like the 4 wings at the when it was hiding. Cool foreshadowing there, definitely. What about the thing that makes no sense, but I was just like, oh my god, this is sick. AT-AT walkers coming through the ground, like coming through the snow, like up. I'm like, I don't know, that's badass.
Amazing.
Doesn't make any sense.
and then their back transforms into seismic charge launchers, and they launch 10, 12 of them that she's dodging with with a speeder bike. Man, amazing. Yeah, this is a really fun one.
And I also like when some of them are longer, but this one being a little bite size, almost like small, just paperback comic kind of vibe, was really cool. Just a couple scenes, like you said, almost like adventure of the week. I like the brevity of it quite a bit.
Yeah, in general, I mean, them being, I feel like none of them seem short though, you know, like I think that the storytelling and writing, everything has a purpose. So you're like, oh, okay, that seemed like a short film. I guess that's kind of what they're going for.
For sure. Episode 3, The Ninth Jedi, Child of Hope. So like Jason talked about, this is one of the 2 that are sequels in this to the first season. This Ninth Jedi is another property, I guess you call it, within, or storyline within this, that we'll be getting more. We're getting first of Star Wars Visions Presents, the longer form multi-episode thing, will be a Ninth Jedi story. Disney Plus description on this one is: adrift in space and pursued by Jedi hunters, Kara encounters a ship tended by a mysterious droid. 24-minute runtime. The director is Naoyoshi Shiotani, animator on Ghost in the Shell 2 and Spirited Away. Director of Blood Sea, The Last Dark. Spirited Away is, just one of the most beloved anime things of the past couple decades, I would think, right?
It's wild. I only watched it for the first time in the last year or so, and Desi loved it. So I think we watched it before we went to Japan. I mean, talk about unique, like the entire time I'm like, my brain is processing some shit that I have never seen in my life. This is fun.
Shout out to S13 Danny for the super chat on YouTube. Thanks, bud, as always.
Thanks, dude.
This thing did, something that only animation can do in to this level. You see it in live action here and there, but animation does it so well. The idea of a robot or something that isn't humanoid experiencing fear or sorrow, some kind of negative emotion.
And a connection,
Yeah.
it seems like with Teto's master, like they cared so much,
Yeah, it just hits you like a ton of bricks when he finds out that his Jedi master, who he's been protecting in this giant vault, essentially this tomb, who's in a Bacta tank, he's been, protecting this giant thing until someone can come and help and fully heal him, but then finds out that he died years ago. It's devastating.
Yeah, this definitely seems like, so like we said, I think we're getting more episodes of specifically this story next year. I think I read 4 episodes somewhere, which I guess if you include the first 2, that's a 6-episode run. So I don't know if it's intended to be like a full story, like we get a conclusion at the end of it, or if it's intended to be like a season 1 or something. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I mean, it was cool to kind of just catch up with, Kara, which is the focus here, and the couple of characters that you were left with at the end of the first Ninth Jedi episode, which was in season 1, Juro and Ethan, I think their name were. So we had the bounty hunters returning from that first episode who took Kara's father. So this seems like a through line of the 2 episodes where now Kara is going with the help of Juro and Ethan, I believe. Ethan just doesn't sound right when I say it. That's just like a normal last name. But they're gonna, attempt to find Kara's father. But the bigger thing, which seems like they're like foreshadowing where the series is going, or the next 4 episodes, whatever it is a bigger villain called Naweam, I think is how it was pronounced. So
I don't remember.
Yeah, pretty interesting. I like it. The ship that Teto is on had like atmospheres on it. Like I was really confused. I had to rewind at a certain point to be like, are they on a planet? I'm pretty sure they were on a ship. And
it's
then
like
I rewound and
like an Earth ship, you would call it.
Yeah, because it seemed like they had different atmospheres, like it seemed like there was a colder area and like a more foresty area and stuff like that. So pretty cool.
There's something else from sci-fi that this is reminding me of. I can't put my finger on it. Probably something from Star Trek episode or something, but it also has like Ringworld vibes in a way.
Yeah, I see that.
I can't think of it. But there was something about the environment that they walked through with that bridge that it felt like the planet from the Jedi episode where Ahsoka comes back in the Mandalorian for the first time, where Morgan Elsbeth's place is, which was, of course, inspired by Japanese architecture and everything, so it's full circle. But this one, the Ninth Jedi, full transparency, didn't totally blow me away in the first one. And when I heard it was coming back on this, I said, okay, cool. And then I heard that they were making this multi-episode thing with Visions Presents. I said, okay, cool, because I like it, but it hasn't blown me away per se. So as I'm watching, I'm just like, it's pretty cool. And then when the moment hit where they entered I keep calling it a tomb or thinking of it as a tomb, where the Jedi was in the back to tank, I was like, oh,
Yeah,
yes,
it's a cool
I
visual.
I get it. I get it. Like
Yeah.
it's all hitting now.
Yeah, I think too, there's, for me personally, like, I think knowing that we're getting more just makes me more invested. Like, I feel more invested in Ronan and this story because there's multiple episodes.
Mhm.
So it's definitely pointing me in the direction of paying attention more and getting slightly more invested, knowing the characters. And apparently one of them is called Ethan. I don't know.
It's a Mission Impossible crossover.
Yeah.
And then, you know, just the look of it, I think that this one out of this first four, probably the least as far as like the amount of avant-garde sort of, you know, artistic, you know, left of center. This one's more regular, very smooth. You can see that connection with how the director worked on a Miyazaki film. It sort of has that sort of vibe to it, and it really lends itself to the one that they would, you know, take down the road for another season of just episodes of this. It makes a lot of sense.
Did you notice too, like, is there like a little bit of a mixed media in the space animation? Like the space
100%.
animation seemed way more CGI than the rest of the animation, right?
That's what I'm saying. It has
Yeah.
this like 25 years ago kind of like early
Yeah.
CG sheen to it that looks like in like Star Trek Voyager when they first started
Yeah.
doing CG ships. It's like that. Like, okay, we could do metal, but it's going to be really shiny.
Yeah.
Everything looks like it's in Transformers Beast Wars.
Yeah. Like even the ship itself kind of looks like Star Trek to me. The way there's, you know, it seems like
definitely.
it's you know, what is the Falcon? It's a
Corellian freighter.
Yeah, it's got that Corellian kind of
Yeah, it's
vibe
like they
to
had
it.
kids, the Falcon and the Star Trek ship.
Exactly. Because of the
It's a baby.
dish and then the way that, where the thrusters sit. Pretty cool though. Episode 4, The Bounty Hunters. Disney Plus description on that one is a bounty hunter's job for a shady industrialist has unexpected consequences for her and her droid. 22-minute runtime. Directed by Junichi Yamamoto. Armor Shop and Ladies and Gentlemen. Don't know those either. People who like anime are probably like, dude, have you not seen this? We're sorry. We're boring ass Gen X.
I'm a jock. I watch
Westerners.
hockey.
Yeah. Yo, we're busy watching sports.
Yeah. Sport.
Yeah. I watch all the matches. This one, so this thematically is very Clone Wars to me. You know, like
I see that.
you know, you have Clone Wars and Mandalorians, same kind of vibe, you know. Feels like an adventure of the week. Show up on a planet, doing a job. Turns out there's shit under the surface that isn't immediately apparent. They go meet some people, things are revealed, and then the seemingly, you know, friendly, oh, we're gonna work with this person character from the beginning turns out to be a piece of shit. Battle ensues. You know, it has the classic like villain revealing all of their plans and everything at the end, kind of like mini monologue. And it ends up being like, of course, like a shady business person. The insurgents that these bounty hunters were hired to take care of end up being former slaves who escaped. And there's like a slavery dynamic that's masked or, you know, under the guise of, it's almost like he tries to say that they're like indentured servants, but it's cool and they get paid well, and the collars around their necks are just for medical reasons. It's almost kind of like Scooby-Doo tones in that way. But I really like this one. I love the visual aesthetic of this. It's very classic anime as well, but it's consistent, the environments and the ships and the characters versus like the mashup of the last one. What'd you guys think about this one?
It was fun. I think I liked it more as it went on. You know, like I didn't. I think not knowing the characters, there's some stuff that I'm like, yeah, I don't trust this what was his name, Jin Sim. Like, yeah, I don't trust him, but let's see where it goes. Like she is a bounty hunter. So it opening with the flashback, and then her when she winds up battling Jin Sim, when first of all, he has sick machinery. Like he's got B2 battle droids. He has like a droid deca mech suit. Very sick.
Yeah.
But when she's battling him, I guess the episode reveals that opening scene was a flashback to when a Jedi saved her from her own slavery, basically, from Pasham, I think it was called. And
but she felt like she was left to die.
Yeah. So she was like kind of struggling with the idea of, because the Jedi was like, do something with your life, basically.
Yeah.
So I think she was struggling with the idea that what that even meant, because she was a bounty hunter at the beginning of the episode. So, she was fighting for, people's freedom at this point. And the whole Clone Wars thing, you're totally right, because like she found those insurgents, quote unquote, and they wound up being, the good people.
Right.
So, yeah, I dig it. I thought it was fun. I thought Eva 4 was ridiculous, like straight up ridiculous. I think he sounded like Arnold Schwarzenegger sometimes.
Right.
And then some of the stuff he said, I was watching it and I was like, pause, hold on. What did he just say? Like,
right.
Like he says, my bad, boom, nailed it. I'm like, what is happening?
And Nick, did you see who the voice was of A4?
Well, in our Discord now, I see it and it all makes sense because it's Ronnie Chang. So
Roddy Chang, yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
I was going to say that the thing that struck me most about the episode, and not knowing that it was Ronnie Chang beforehand, was I thought that the voice acting, the American voice acting, I haven't gotten a chance to watch the Japanese versions of these yet, but I thought the English voice acting on this episode in particular was really great. Kind of absurdist, especially the droids. They were great. But shoot, Ronnie Chang, he's got a future in this business, I think.
I like the idea too of it being a medical droid that has an assassin protocol, but
Yeah.
Like physically changes form, like when it goes from one to the other, which is pretty fun.
Like flips the face, like
Yeah.
many faces in He-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit like there's a vibe like what do you call it in the Dr. Aphra series? That protocol droid who is just like bloodthirsty, can't wait to do murder.
BT and 000, right? 000.
Yeah,
Those are the
000.
two?
Yeah. And the look is like, it's so funny. It's so classic cartoony, almost like Ninja Turtles kind of shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder. This is a little left of center right now, but like just thinking of Ronnie Chang and Star Wars, but then also thinking of like Lizzo and Jack Black. Like, what do you think goes through people's minds when they're like finally in Star Wars, but it's like kind of not what you would expect? It's like, yeah, Ronnie Chang, we want you to voice the Star Wars droid. Sick. Here's your line. My bad. Nailed it. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like inside of me, if I was in that position, I'd be like, this doesn't feel like Star Wars. I don't know if we should do that. Like, I guess I don't have a choice at a certain point, but like Jack Black's character, like that I was like, yeah, I wanted Jack Black to be in Star Wars, but I didn't want him to be whatever character that was, like I wanted to be
vibe that they're
more
like, okay,
Star Wars.
We want you to go full Jack Black. And he's like,
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, do it.
Yeah, that feels wrong, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah. He I wondered the same thing about this. Was it like, yeah, just bring your personality into it? And I also wonder about the translations, because when with anime especially, like a lot of things aren't a direct translation because they have to match up the length of the dialogue with the mouth, regardless of so it's like the spirit of the line. But it's a droid, so they don't fully have to do that. It's just slightly a timing thing. I don't know. You wonder. Here, hold on, let's do this. The one thing I thought was really rad, the ship looks a little bit like a Razor Crest with thrusters or nacelles in a different spot. Did you guys get that vibe at all? Did you pick that up?
I'd have to see it again because I'm definitely fresh on the mind of the Ninth Jedi ship. That is the child of Star Trek and Star Wars. I'd have to go back and look at it.
I wish I had a screenshot here because it's pretty spot on. It's like the thrusters are completely, side to side instead of up and back, but it's the same kind of cockpit sitting up on top of almost like a juicer shaped thing, like the Razor Crest is. But I love that. And I think the animation overall is just really, really beautiful in this one.
Yeah, I definitely dig it.
Should we hear from some patrons and then do a little Den of Antiquities?
Let's do it.
This first one is from our buddy Kevin Doom.
Up, homies? It's Kevin Doom again, and I had to come back for the Visions chat. I have so much to say about all of it, but I'll try and keep it simple. They've really outdone themselves with this overall new season. Each studio gives a really amazingly unique feel to each episode. It's so cool to see recurring and new interpretations of how Star Wars is viewed. Lastly, justice for Tito. We love you, little guy.
Justice is done. Yeah,
you did
agreed,
great, buddy. You did great, Tato.
This next one is from our buddy Physics Buddy Joe, who you've probably heard from and have heard about.
Hello there. This is Physics Buddy Joe. I was told to discuss the first 4 episodes of Vision Season 3, but really I want to talk about the first 5, just in an overarching observation.
Fine.
That all 5 of those first episodes were very droid-centric and had some awesome droids and some devastating droid devastation. But I had a lot of fun learning about these new droids and enjoying the cassette tape and the fun tricks and new things that these new droids, the microwave and the dueling personalities and all of that with all the different droids throughout all the episodes. May the Force be with you.
Yeah, agreed. Some of the coolest droid stuff, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And really, when you think about it, is Star Wars like actually batting 1,000 with droids? Like, name one droid that you don't think is like adorable and badass. Like they're it is kind of the same thing over and over, and you're not tired of it.
Yeah,
it's kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah, and it's like a new droid comes on the screen, and you have this moment where you're like, "Oh, okay, here's another droid.
Mm-hmm.
This thing looks like it," and then it turns out it's B2EMO, and you're like, "I love this. Is my favorite droid."
Yeah. It's like kind of it's in front of your face always, but also under the radar. That like droids just don't miss in the Star Wars universe. It's crazy.
Yeah, the only negative stuff I've ever heard about droids has been in the Disney era from just grumpy old neckbeards.
Yeah.
And it's been L3 and Dio. It's the only ones.
Yeah,
Dio's BB-8.
Dio is one of the best too.
Yeah,
I'm saying, dude.
All 3 of them.
He's very
great. Go shave your neck beard.
Dude, talking about voices real quick. I can't remember if it was... I want to say it was the second episode. I think it was Song of Four Wings. Did one of the characters... Or shit, maybe it was the first one. It was one of the first 2 episodes. I thought it was Mark Hamill for a second. Did you guys catch that?
I didn't. No.
It wasn't. I looked it up. It's a Japanese voice actor doing the English, but it was very, very Mark Hamill. And there were a few I was wondering... Went and looked up. I found Simu doing Simu Liu doing Lazima in the Ninth Jedi. Let's see, what's his name? Jonathan Lipow, who's done a bunch of other Star Wars animation voices. He was in Song of Four Wings, so I'll be interested to see who we have in these later episodes, because I feel like there were a few heavy hitters in the last season, especially. It was also like a global studio thing, so maybe that had something to do with it. But Oh, Jodie Turner-Smith did Eno on the Bounty Hunters. She's
cool.
from The Acolyte.
Nice.
And also Athena in Tron.
Oh yeah. Well, there you
There you
go.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff. All right, shall we get into some Den of Antiquities?
Yeah.
For over 1,000 generations.
It is the dark saber. Togosh.
It's a Kalikori.
A Sith wayfinder.
Dark science. Cloning. Secrets only the Sith knew.
Not a ton of things. I'm sure when we come back next week for the rest of this, we'll have more. At least I hope. Maybe we'll do a bigger roundup. Maybe we'll just put some on social media. But we saw some cool stuff. The first thing I noticed, or Nick, you want to do these? I put a lot of these in here.
I'll do some of them because some of them I don't know exactly where you're going with it, but some of them I do. So,
Okay.
yeah, this first one, Protocol Droid, looks like it could be based on Macquarie concept for 3PO. It's definitely like in that vein.
It's that buggier eyes. It's somewhere
Yeah.
between the one from the Jawa transport and
Mhm.
3PO.
Yeah.
And the on the Death Star 2. Jason, do you know the model or whatever?
I don't know the name of it, but it has sort of in this episode, it had the paint on it to make it look sort of like a kabuki mask. But even
Right.
without it, it still retains those sort of sharp, sort of triangular features to it.
Mhm.
It kind of looks like a clown face, but yeah, it's interesting. It definitely came from there. You could see it for sure.
The shield generator, reminiscent of the shield generator in the Phantom Menace.
Even had that purple kind of hue to
Yeah.
it as it
Mhm.
kind of retracted when it was going down.
Yeah.
The dome style thing on Naboo.
There's only so much technology out there, you know?
Yeah.
Did I miss this next one?
Yeah, somebody said it in the duel when everything.
I might have missed that. Someone said it's a trap.
Yep.
What's this next one?
Oh, there's a line. This is just me being a language nerd. There was a line in the middle of the battle towards the end, and I can't remember if it was someone saying to the Ewoks, "Let's go," or if it was the Crusaders' side. No, it was the Crusaders' side. One of the guys with a basket head said, "Let's go, you lot," getting everyone to go. I'm assuming the translation was done by someone in the UK.
Yeah. Calling anything a lot is
You lot?
definitely.
Oh, you lot.
Because if they would have said, "Let's go, yins guys," that
Yins.
it was somebody from Pittsburgh.
Now they're
and
from Pittsburgh? Come
yeah,
on.
Yeah.
Spoiler: Jason's doing a Pittsburgh translation.
Yeah. I can always provide that service if you need it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. This next one, definitely, I thought of
Oh,
this.
yeah.
Ane-san has a lightsaber leg reminiscent of Cherry's machine gun in the Robert Rodriguez movie Planet Terror. Very sick.
Straight through the face with that. Oh, dude, the thing we didn't talk about. It just reinforces like the Jedi who's lost his way thing. I thought it was a great metaphor. When she stabs him through the head, because he's like a robot, he's not dead, but it affects his optical sensors or whatever. So it goes to his point of view and it's in black and white as his vision's starting to go out. And he's like, my lightsaber. And he sees the red and the blue one there, but they're the same color.
Mm-hmm.
And he picks up the red one and says,
Yeah.
I am a Jedi.
Yeah. Very badass.
Oh, it's so cool.
Wouldn't he? I didn't pay attention, but wouldn't he recognize the hilt? Or they were
Yeah.
the same, right? I don't know.
I mean, it was glitching enough. You give it.
Hey,
Give it a
kid,
pass.
it's not
Yeah.
that kind of anime. Yeah.
I hate it.
It's trash. Turn it off.
So the next episode, the Song of Four Wings. I will add one that's not on this list, which we didn't mention. I wanted to mention it earlier. This one opens with crawl, kind of, all in Japanese,
Yeah.
Yes.
like
Mhm.
the Star Wars blue. I thought that was beautiful. That was great.
Oh, you want to read it? We have
Do we have
it written here somewhere? Yeah. I got it here. Of course, it does. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away,
Mhm.
and then The Empire has landed near the pole of a snowy planet. Sorry, near the pole of snowy planet Joetz, putting the rebel base in danger. As the rebels hurriedly begin preparing to evacuate, the troop's most eager warrior sets out on a reconnaissance to investigate the enemy's movements. Yeah. But it's multiple blue title cards like Solo and I guess Rogue One is similar, right?
It's cool. And whatever, like, it was cool just because it was in Japanese, but also I don't even know if it would be called a font in Japanese, but whatever, like, style and thickness of the like all of it, I was like, this is very, it looks very good.
Filoni loved that, you know.
So we had some original trilogy kind of legacy characters in this one. Snow Troopers. We had AT-ATs not wearing any pants, even though they're in the snow. Amon Kal as a Rebel Alliance leader. And then we mentioned it earlier, but Wumpus is a Gigoran. Is that how you pronounce it?
Gigoran.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Gigoran, the same Wookiee-like creature as... Sorry, my old ass eyes are not doing good. Same creature as Maraf from Saw Gerrera's Partisans. Like the super... Looks like a, cross between a Wookiee and... Not a Wampa, but a...
Like a Yeti. It's like
yeah. Pretty cool. Yeah, more like Wampa-ish, I should say. But that is the Baby Yoda version of it.
Yeah,
just a cute little thing that's Force sensitive.
The cutest. Yeah.
But the adult ones have almost like a Vader-esque respirator.
Yeah,
but
they
this
don't stay cute for long.
just a little baby mask. Like, is there a little respirator for toddlers under there, like a soft one? Is that what that is?
We mentioned this a little bit more in the conversation, but the mining transport looks very similar to the Sandcrawler. So this one's just a winter version, snow crawler. And then we also mentioned this earlier, but thermal detonators, seismic chargers were used, which is very cool. And is this an incomplete sentence? Yes, it is. Okay. You want to take this next one? I'm not exactly sure where you're going with that.
No, that's just a filler.
Okay. Okay, so we don't got nothing. We don't got nothing for the Ninth Jedi. And then in Bounty Hunters, some stuff we talked about, the droidecas, the B-2 battle droids. This was definitely a Leo pointing at the screen thing for me, where 7 used a slow-rolling detonator to pass through the droideca's shield, like Anakin and Ahsoka trained Saw and Steel as fighters to do. So they're doing their homework. That's amazing. I love that. That's a great moment.
Lots of other things I feel like we could have put in here that are, remixes or callbacks to things. Too many to put it all in the Den of Antiquities, because the whole vibe of this thing is that, you get to play with the toy box and it's non-canon. So the entire thing is a bit of a Den of Antiquities discussion to me. So
yeah.
But those are some of the ones that we caught. One last thing I want to mention that I thought was so awesome. Part of the reason I loved the duel episode so much was the way the AT-AT. Well, I guess we can throw this in there. It's actually an AT-BK. We only know this model name because it was written in the concept art. But the way it tipped over and it was upside down and its feet were still moving as it was trying to walk, and it made this uneven, these like uneven platforms for the two to fight on, the Ronin and Anisan.
Yeah, very
Just
cool.
Such a creative thing. I was watching this laying in bed, very tired, but that woke me up. Like, God, I'm not a creative enough person. This is so sick.
Yeah, exactly. It's very creative. It's something that you almost think, like, imagine you saw this in live action, like how cool. Like, this is cool already, but imagine this was in a movie.
It's not just a planet. It's just not just like a, neon plants or snow or lava or something. It's dynamic in a way that done wrong, something like adjacent to that could be kind of corny or cartoonish, and instead it's just so smart and creative and awesome. I could watch 12 episodes of this Ronin theme shit.
Yeah. Hopefully we get more. It's also interestingly enough, like I think the only one that they've ever made like a Black Series of, and I want to say Funko Pop. So like it kind of is like I don't know, like it's the one that's getting somewhat of the Star Wars treatment. So it's interesting though that they ordered more of the Ninth Jedi and not necessarily the Ronin, but we'll see.
I would guess that I would assume there's been discussions, behind the scenes on this. And I would say with something as beloved as this seems to be one of the bigger ones. They're probably waiting for like a commitment and a scheduling thing. Like, yes, I want to do this, but since they already had the Ninth Jedi thing, maybe they're actually playing their hand intelligently this time, as opposed to a lot of announcements that have felt hasty. That said, I listened to an episode of The Town. It's one of the Ringer podcasts, and they talked a little bit about the Ben Solo thing. So if we want to go back into that, we can do that in the bonus segment for patrons. And talk about whatever else you guys want. What do you think? Yes, no?
Yes, let's do it.
I'll allow it.
All right, Jason allows it, and we're going to wrap up the episode there with Jason's blessing. Next week, we should be back to do the final 5 episodes, cover those, hopefully with Mike. Mike will be back, yeah, he said?
I believe so.
Yeah.
And then I'm out on tour. Nick, what do you have coming up? You have some downtime for a little bit?
I got downtime. I will say this, though. We announced some little save the date info for the first 2 Mosh Isleys of 2026. We have March 21st at our familiar stomping ground, Sun on the Beach in Orlando.
Sun on the Beach.
Tickets are not on sale yet for that one. That will be coming next week. But for the first time ever, we are doing Mosh Isley in Chicago during C2E2, Saturday, March 28th. Right now, we're running pre-sale. If you go to the Bottom Lounge website, you could find the link to buy the ticket, and the pre-sale code is Windu City, all one word. And general admission tickets will be on sale Friday for that. So stoked to finally do Chicago. Seems long overdue.
Bottom Lounge is a great venue. I played there in a snowstorm once.
Yeah.
And that is just as it sounds, bottomlounge.com.
Yep.
Not to be confused with, I don't know, insert butt joke. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Patrons, we'll see you momentarily in the bonus segment. Everyone else, until next time, may the Force be with you. Thank the Maker is produced by Adam Russell and Jason Chiodo, and edited by Jason Chiodo. If you enjoy the podcast, you can support us by leaving a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. Or you can support us directly at patreon.com/thankthemakerpod, where you can get access to our Discord server, exclusive content, exclusive merch, and more. Our patrons literally make Thank the Maker possible.